Hello and welcome to another edition of WTF Just Happened Today, your essential guide to making the news make sense. It's Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026, and I'm Matt Kieser. Today's edition was written and edited by me, and this audio version was narrated using text-to-speech and a clone of my voice. Same stories, just rewritten for audio. Now, here's what just happened today. First up, Trump warned that, I guess the worst case from the U.S. Israeli campaign against Iran would be somebody takes over who's as bad as the previous person. He also said, most of the people we had in mind are dead, with a third wave coming. Next, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the U.S. attacked Iran first because we knew that there was going to be an Israeli action, and that it would precipitate an attack against American forces. Trump publicly contradicted that, saying, if anything, I might have forced Israel's hand, while Democrats said a classified briefing failed to show an imminent threat. Meanwhile, Senator Thom Tillis threatened to block Trump administration nominees and stall committee work unless Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem answered his questions about the Charlotte's Web immigration operation. Tillis called Noem's leadership a disaster and said, that's a failure of leadership, and that is why I've called for your resignation. Also, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick agreed to a voluntary, closed-door House Oversight interview on his ties to Jeffrey Epstein after Justice Department records contradicted his Senate testimony. Lutnick said he did nothing wrong and wants to set the record straight, while the White House said he remains a critical asset to Trump. In other news, the Justice Department abruptly reversed itself and said it would defend Trump's executive orders targeting 4 law firms, less than 24 hours after telling the same court it wanted to drop the appeals. The department gave no explanation, and the firms called the reversal unexplained. Next, the Interior Department threatened to hold employees accountable after an internal database leaked showing National Park Service staff flagging hundreds of items that could disparage Americans for possible revision or removal. The Interior Department said the material was draft deliberative paperwork and not a representation of final action. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court temporarily blocked California from enforcing a 2024 law that limited when educators could tell parents about a student's gender identity or sexual orientation. The court said the parent plaintiffs were likely to succeed, but it declined to extend the same emergency relief to teachers. Finally, voters in Texas, North Carolina, and Arkansas headed to the polls today to kick off the 2026 midterm season. In Texas, Senator John Cornyn faced Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton and Representative Wesley Hunt in the Republican Senate primary, and the race could go to a runoff if no candidate won 50% of the vote. That's all for now. You can find the full edition and all the cited sources at WTFJHT.com. And if you have a minute, help me improve this audio edition. WTFJHT.com/feedback. Thanks for listening. I'm Matt Kieser, and I'm glad you're here.